For this recipe, you will need the stone fruit of your choice. I'm using nectarines, but peaches are also tasty. I have 11 because that's approximately about how many I need to make it like a nice meal for me. So just adjust accordingly for what you need. Then I have 2 cherimoyas, a cup of dried mulberries, and then some kadari dates. I have 6 of those. You'll also need for equipment a knife, a cutting board, a spoon to dig out the seeds out of your cherimoya, and a food processor. Alright, now that you got your ingredients, let's get going with the recipe. So first I have my dates soaking in some water so that they'll get nice and soft so I can get the pits out of them and they'll blend nice and well with the other ingredients. And then I like to cut up my stone fruit. I want to let it sit for a little bit so the juices will flow out of it and it'll be nice and juicy. So I cut up my nectarines and let them sit out, and I'll show you how I do that. Alright, so let's angle in a cut. I'll just cut on this line. We'll take it all the way to the bottom. And then angle in the next cut towards the last one. And take it to the back, to the very bottom. And then try to slice out that first slice. Okay. And then let's just keep angling towards the original slice. Sometimes I can get it to turn out really nice and sometimes not. I think it just depends on the fruit, how soft it is. It has to be just the right amount of softness, but not too soft. So we'll see how this one turns out. Okay, and then once you got all the slices, sometimes what I can do is just kind of push them off and they'll just kind of slide off the seed. But this time it looks like it kind of needs some help. That one got a little bit better. That's a little harder around the deal there. And make sure your fruit is nice and ripe and juicy too. So it's nice and sweet. Alright. So I've sliced open the cherimoya, and what I'm going to do is spoon out the white flesh and put it in the food processor, removing the black seeds. Now if you haven't had cherimoya before, it has like a sour taste to it, but some people like. And for me, I personally don't like it on its own, but I think it tastes really good in this recipe. In the food processor, I have the cherimoya, and then I have 1 soaked and pitted date that I've chopped up and put in there also to add a little bit of sweetness. And then I'm just going to process it into the food processor until everything's blended well. I have the cup of mulberries, dried mulberries, and the rest of the 5 dates that have been soaked and pitted inside the processor. And we're just going to process this so it comes to, because they kind of come and start sticking together. So now we're ready to serve. So you have a couple of options for how you want to serve it. If you want to stack it a little bit kind of like you would a parfait, then what you would do is put some of your fruit in the bottom of your glass. Then top it with some of your cherimoya. Try not to drip it down the side of the glass. Then layer it with some more sweet fruits. And then more the cherimoya. More fruit. And finally, the dab of your cherimoya. and some of your mulberry crumble. Okay. Then your other option would be, just my favorite, we'll just kind of flatten those out and we'll just serve it in this big bowl. So you can really just kind of dig into it and you don't have to be kind of dainty when you're with that. You don't have to be dainty. So like it, you just kind of put this all along there. So once you've got that all kind of layered on there, then you can take your mulberries and just spread it out on top, or you can just put it in the middle too and kind of just spread it when you're going to eat it. Depends on what works for you. I'll put it in the middle, maybe that'll be prettier. Y'all know I'm just gonna dig into it, but I'll make it look nice for you. At least I'll try. I like to eat my food. I like it to be pretty too, but I'm hungry, okay? Now that we have it all pretty, it's time for the taste test. And I'm gonna grab this one, just because I think it's easier to dig into. So I got a little bit of everything. It's good. You have like the sweetness of the mulberries and you have that nice creamy texture from the Cherimoya. And then the nectarines help to kind of balance out all the sweetness, and this makes for a really good combination. So you can eat this for like breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. It'll be good anytime. Alright, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like to see more videos like this, or even some about kind of different health and wellness, also kind of different style things I have going on with my hair, like my locks, I got them wrapped up today, then please subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching.